Hi guys, it's Kiana. Welcome back to my channel. I felt brought here today to talk about this and to sit down here and talk with you guys. So basically, it's just time to move on. It's time to let go. It's time to remove yourself from those places that you are not wanted, you are not loved, you are not respected, you are not valued, you are not appreciated. It's time to remove yourself. If you have the money, if you have the funds to leave, get out of there. I understand it's more challenging when you don't have that, when you don't have financial stability. I get it. Like, it's gonna be impossible to leave, you know. But try to take the steps every day necessary to get to that point where you can finally leave and, you know, say, I'm not putting up with this, whether that's relationship, whether you're dealing with a friendship where they don't, just appreciate you. It's time to leave. It's time to find your own purpose. You're not able to receive your blessings until you leave from that environment that's causing you to stress out, that's causing you to have so much anxiety. It's time to exit yourself out of that place. It's a reason why people leave their hometown. It's a reason why people leave where they grew up at. Once you have success, it's like people are not gonna be happy for you. Yeah, you'll have some people that probably were rooting for you once you were down, but they loved you once you were down. But once you get up and once you elevate, they're like, what happened to this person? Why are they suddenly acting different? When it's not that. You are just too big to be there anymore. You can't force things. You just no longer belong there anymore. You're meant to be in bigger areas and bigger places. It's a reason why people remove themselves from their spaces, because you're not able to grow the way you want to. When you're around jealousy, when you're around envy. Jealousy and envy kills. I literally have a video talking about jealousy and envy. So if you guys haven't watched that, make sure you guys go ahead and watch that after this video. You have to want better for yourself. You have to want to get out of that darkness and that rut, that depression, that anxiety. And trust me, I've been there. And sometimes it's still easy to get there because my mind will spiral so much and overthink. And sometimes it's so simple to think that way again and think negative, but I just try to think more positive. I try to have faith. I try to believe. It was some circumstances, it was some problems and situations that I've been in, and I didn't even know how I was going to get out of it, but I ended up getting out of it because I believed that I was going to be able to find a solution, even though I didn't even really know what I was going to be, how I was going to figure it out, but I ended up figuring it out. So I feel like that's part of life. 90% of life is just showing up and doing what it is that you have to do. Even though you don't feel motivated, you have to be consistent, you have to be disciplined. You're not always going to feel motivated, and that's okay, that's fine. But you have to find that strength to get up. You have to find that drive. You have to be dedicated to it. Think about what you really want to achieve, what goals you really want to achieve. And really think about what you need to do to get there. Think to yourself, what actions am I going to be able to take to get there? You have to have a drive that you just get up and want to do something, even if you don't have the energy, because we're not going to have the energy all the time. We're humans and that's normal, but you have to be dedicated. You have to go for what's yours. It's already yours. There's already a plan. You have to have a plan. You have to have ambition. You have to have confidence. We have to grow. That's all a part of life. It's okay to outgrow old friendships. It's okay to outgrow people you no longer resonate with. And it doesn't have to end with drama. It doesn't have to end with resentment, nothing of that sort. It's okay to cut off people who no longer serve a purpose. Whatever doesn't serve you, remove it. Whoever is offended, that's their issue. That's their problem. When people are really your friends, they shouldn't feel a type of way when you are trying to get better and improve. If people get angry at you, that just means those aren't your people. That's not your circle. I don't have any friends for that reason, because I feel like I haven't had, I don't know, I just feel like I'm introverted and I don't just hang with people just so that I can say that I'm not alone and because I have friends. No, I'd rather be alone than be around a whole bunch of fake people who will leave you stranded in the middle of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just not going to deal with that. So I just rather protect my peace, you know, because I feel energy so fast that I know when to leave a person. I know when to walk away. You have to learn how to walk away, even though it may hurt and even though you're afraid. You have to take that step in order to move forward, in order to prosper. We have to leave that old life that we were so comfortable in behind. We have to start becoming uncomfortable to get comfortable again. It just feels, you know, probably more peaceful to you. But you don't know what's out there. You don't know what's out there waiting for you. So get up. Okay, listen to some uplifting affirmations. Listen to some good podcasts. There's a bunch of them out there. You know, read a book. If you like art, you know, paint something, draw something, get a new hobby. I always feel guilty with myself when I know I could be doing more and I just decide to endlessly scroll and a whole bunch of pointless things. It's not going to help me in the end. I'm just consuming just to consume. I'm not taking any action. I'm not taking any action. So it's so important to try to improve that. Stop trying to do things that are not going to better. There's not going to be a better version of you if you keep doing that. When I could be spending that time studying something new, I could be educating myself. Knowledge is key to success, you know, as well as consistency, discipline. How do we think we're going to get better when we're still in those places? How are we going to get better? When I was in a toxic space, in a toxic household, I had no energy. I just didn't have the strength to get up, to even probably sit down here with you guys, talking to you like how I am today. So I'm so thankful that I'm not there anymore because it was a nightmare. You know, it was difficult dealing with that. And I'm not saying that every day is going to be the same, because it's not. And I have days where I'm not motivated either. It's normal. You know what I mean? It's good to take breaks. Don't let anybody call you lazy. You know what I mean? You also don't want to, we get overwhelmed, we get stressed. So take those breaks that are necessary, because we all need that. And take it slow. Try not to rush too much. I get into, and I know how it is because I tend to be in a rush sometimes, where I'm just in a rush. But try to take things more slow. You know, make yourself like a nice tea. If you wake up, if you're a morning person, get up in the morning, make yourself a nice little breakfast, a nice tea, or, you know, just something warm. You know, listen to something uplifting, whether that's some music, you know, just something calm and relaxing. Make sure that you put yourself first. Know that you matter. It's gonna get better. It's not gonna get better if you don't want it to. But if you really wanted to, take the steps necessary. You're gonna take, you know, yourself seriously, and you're going to get to your goals because you really want that. You have to not only picture it in your mind, but also do the work, and just get obsessed with it. Like, find a passion, find something that you really love to do, and get obsessed with it. Don't stop. It don't matter what life brings you, where it takes you. Just watch. Like, over time, you are going to get to where you want to be. You know, you have to take action. Take action. Don't just consume. Don't just consume. Okay? Yeah, I feel like that's all I really needed to say. You know, it's just time to move on. It's time to let go. It's time to get into another chapter once again. It's time to elevate. It's time to grow. It's time to go where you're loved, appreciated. You deserve that. And you have to know it. So thank you guys once again for sitting down with me and having this talk, because I feel like I needed to talk about this. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next.